Hi guys, I'm a current renter today, so I can completely relate to this video that I'm going to be playing right now. Basically, just giving my emphasis and react on this video when it comes to the renting crisis within Western civilization within the world, and also some strategies and tips I can give you guys on what to do about that, literally, and how to escape this parasitic system we call, honestly, unfortunately, the West now.
If you're a renter, you may have noticed that right now it feels harder than ever to find a home.
Ruined my entire year, if not my entire life.
Bidding wars, damp, mold, personality contests,
Like the X Factor.
evictions for no reason, and skyrocketing rent.
Entirely unfair and completely unmanageable.
Basically like the Wild West.
So what's going on in the UK right now? And is it really the worst time ever to be a renter?
It is. It's the worst time to be a renter, not in just the UK. It's the worst time to be a renter. Let me try to make this smaller. Right here. It's the West. Oh my God. It's the worst time to be a renter right now in all of the West. It is. Like, even in Europe. Like, even though the rents are cheaper, yes, they are. The property value, it is more affordable and cheaper, and there's less homelessness, but the utilities, that's what's gone up in Europe. Like outside Britain and stuff. So I know once I go to France, I'll have to be paying an extended utility bill, which is going to be high. But yeah, the rents is stupid in the United States of America. It really is. Like there's people that are 35 years of age living with their parents. There's people who are 40. And that's also one of the reasons why dating and sex and marriage and relationships have greatly dwindled within the West, definitely. That's why you have this great big phenomenon of passport bros for cost cutting, because you go to a different market, you go to a place where there's greener pastures, guess what? The women basically are like, oh my God, I don't have to work as hard, I can put more time and emphasis into my love life. Same with the men, literally. So what you're seeing right now is basically romance, marriage, and a lot of these things become a part of the elite. That's why they call it the top percent man. That's why from dating surveys, they call it like 20%, 80% of the women want the top 10% of men. It's because the bottom percent, the bottom rung, even for the middle class, dude, the middle class doesn't even exist anymore. It doesn't. It effectively does not exist anymore within the West, the United States of America. So yeah, definitely expect it to get worse, especially with AI progressing further and further. And yeah, that's the truth.
This is quite something.
Look at it. It's mold.
She recently moved into this house in South London.
Look.
You're washing your hair. Body water will just start dropping on your
It's
hair.
like fluoride.
27. I've got a good job. I'm looking for something a bit.
Look at that. There's mold.
Uni house. I was going
Chips,
to break up.
windows.
And I had to get out of the house ASAP.
And Harrod was back on the market, not just for love, but for a room in a share house.
Not just for love. Listen, you gotta understand, even women are walking away from dating because guess what? They've realized they don't even have the time. They're always slaving to the corporation, to the corporate overlords that be, the powers that be. And it's only going to get worse. Like I said, like literally, since people are not protesting in America like they are in France right now, that's also another reason why I'm wanting to go to France, is because at least people are protesting. At least there's some activity going on within that area. Whereas in the United States of America, it's just, people don't care. People just, there's a great tolerance in this country, what we call the United States of America, to injustice. People are very tolerant of injustice to people. You can look at what they did on the southern border during the Trump administration, the Obama administration, hell, even right now, the Biden administration. They're accused of sex trafficking children, government, state sponsored. It's fucking crazy.
It was like dating. You were trying to look your best, but this time was hell.
Yeah.
It was absolute hell.
Yeah.
How many places do you think you inquired about?
Gotta be close to 100. Like 80% of them went on.
Well, I'm sorry that nose ring is not going to help you. I'm sorry. That's just the weight, the nose ring. Cut it out. I'm sorry. She's going to have to cut it out. Her hair's fine. She could get like a wave and stuff like that. But I'm sorry. Like, you got to do some, ladies. You got to do some work when it comes to like men's attractive. Us men are very visual creatures. We really are when it comes to
If I
certain
took 5
things.
more minutes to write that message, 50 more people would have messaged. So it just wasn't a gamble I could take.
Did you ever expect?
5 people within 5 minutes I messaged. She said, and 51 people would have messaged. That is how competitive it is in the UK. Now in the United States, it's even worse. It's even worse. Seriously. Like, even if your credit score is up, it don't mean shit. It don't mean shit at all. It's gonna be even worse, literally. Like, they can literally collect imagine this. You're collecting $45 and then you times it by how many applications you get per day. 5, and then you times it by 30 days. Dude, that's more than a rent. I don't even have to rent the place out as a landlord. I can just collect application fees, rent it out to some willy-nilly person once I start getting low on application fees, and that doesn't become profitable. And guess what? I can rent it out to the highest person with the highest credit score and then upcharge them on the rent. That's what people are doing now. It's that bad.
To have this much trouble?
I don't think I was expecting the toll it would take to be constantly told no. It's probably the most anxious I've probably ever been. I wasn't sleeping. I was crying a lot, and I don't cry. That's like 2 days of water. There's just too much moisture in the air.
She found a place eventually, but there were compromises.
That chair's from the past tenant.
And is that mold up there?
Yeah.
It's mold, and I think they had a leak, but
And they won't fix it. And if she complains, guess what? They're going to upcharge your rent. That's what a lot of people are doing. In places without rent control, dude, the United Kingdom does not have rent control. If you don't have rent control and then you complain to your landlord, like, hey, there's this going on, there's that going on. Okay, we'll do the maintenance. Okay, we're going to up your rent by $200. Literally, just to pay off that debt. That's what they'll do to you. They'll front the cost to you. Literally. And good luck going to the tenants union. They're absolutely useless. Absolutely useless, the tenants union.
largely took it because I had to. Yeah, it was my one and only option.
Right now, it's not unusual for renters to feel desperate. I put a call out online asking people what it's currently like to find a home.
It is a pretty wild time out there right now.
Absolutely shocking. It's the worst I've ever seen it.
For the millions of people who rent privately in the UK, most will use an online property site to find somewhere to live.
I checked for apartment,
hoping that something's been added since the last time you hit refresh.
We would ring the estate agent and it's gone.
And even if you do manage to get a viewing,
there were 90 people looking.
About
90 people, yeah.
30 plus people outside.
Look, there's a line.
my viewing has
Did you fucking see that? I'm gonna switch the video after this. There was a goddamn line all the way, literally. Make this smaller. All the way. You see it? That was the line. And it keeps going. It literally keeps going. Just to see a one bedroom apartment. That's where we are now in the West.
People outside queuing.
my viewing has been cancelled.
let's just say you decide you want to live there.
We had to go £250 over.
The letting agent asked me to pay the full 12 months up front.
That's bullshit. That's illegal. I'm sorry, that's fucking illegal. The full 12 month. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Imagine that. You're gonna pay the full 12 months up front. Your rent is $2,000. So 1,000 times 12 equals 12,000. So they wanted him to pay 2,400 fucking pounds, which equates to, in the U.S. transaction, I think, U.S. currency, 2250 around there, 2,200 area, 2,200 USD. That's insane.
Finding somewhere to rent is an
$24,000 they wanted him to pay up front. Like,
ordeal, made worse by soaring demand. And as the number of available places shrinks, rent is going up across the UK at the fastest rate on record. Almost 3.5 million people in England have had their rent raised in the last year alone by an average of £115 a month. And according to one property site, a single renter spends more than a third of their income on rent.
in the United States of America, half of people's income goes to rent. Half, literally 50 to 70%. Basically 60% of a person's income goes straight to rent. Literally, that's in the United States. That's as an American speaking.
Renting is never easy, but something feels different at the moment.
Some renters are so stressed by the rental market that they're joining protests outside different estate agents in London and Manchester.
Let's go talk to the people with the mattress. I want to find out what that's all about.
How do people who can't afford their rent anymore sleep? They have to rough sleep.
Yeah.
That's why we have cardboard, mattresses, the kind of stuff that people have to sleep on once they can't afford the rent anymore.
Are we giving up? No! Are we giving up?
Of all the reasons protesters gave for why they're angry about renting right now, one stood out in particular.
We've had 2 rent hikes this year. The landlord says he's just keeping up with the general rent increases in the
Fuck
area.
you.
To stop greedy
That fucking
landlords,
landlord,
as the
fuck
protesters
you.
here see it, and protect people from the cost of living crisis, they're calling for an emergency rent freeze, like the one recently introduced in Scotland.
To wake up one morning and put my rent up by £200-300 a month. I have nothing that I can do about that.
What the
That needs to
fuck?
change.
What do you say to those who would argue that, this is just the market when there's...
Oh, I can't stand libertarians. Oh my god. I can't stand libertarians. They're like, oh, this is the market. This is how it... I fucking can't stand those people.
More demand, prices go up.
Yeah, well, what do you do when there's a market failure? The market has failed.
Literally.
They're calling for a rent freeze. But that's just one solution to such a myriad of problems that we've been hearing about. So
You want to see a bigger problem? Check this out. This is happening in the UK. They call it sex for rent. Look at this. And I bet it's happening here in the United States of America. I bet it's happening here in the United... Look. Rent for sex. Yeah, there it is. Look. Get a look at this.
Basically, they say can do something.
How does it work?
A blowjob or sex. Look how he says it. Look how he says it. Like, a blowjob or sex. He's like that. Like, what the fuck, dude? But no, this is what I'm talking about. This is what it's like. This is our fucking plight as millennials and Gen Zers. Like, seriously. You can thank the boomers for this. You can thank the silent gen for signing our future away.
It's an arrangement, it's a physical arrangement. Once a week.
I'm Ellie Flynn, an investigative journalist. I'm going undercover to expose the landlords who offer shelter in exchange for sexual acts. It is happening everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm scared of bumping into someone that I know. I want someone to cry out.
Yeah, there's this forum. I can't put this on YouTube. It's explicit. But there's this forum that I was surfing the internet one day. I stumbled onto this Reddit forum. There was a woman having sex with her landlord, and guess what? Her boyfriend would have to watch. Yes. Her own fucking boyfriend had to watch her have sex in front of him with the landlord. Yes. For her to have for them to have a place to stay. That's how fucking low these people are going. That's how low these landlords are going. Like, and not only just that, but that's how much masculine, dude. If a landlord fucking said, "Oh, I want to have sex with your girlfriend," what the fuck it just, I'd fucking punch him square in the fucking face. I'd make sure he was. I just like. I'd make sure, yeah, fucking punch the shit, slap, choke. I'd fucking, for real. I would fucking just, oh my god. I know I'm getting emotional, but Jesus Christ. Wow. I mean...
Ellie, what are you doing in that wig?
Taking the human aspect out of it and I'm treating it like a business transaction.
Fuck you.
He said that the room's become available because it's his daughter's and she went to uni in September.
And just imagine that, the men who are like doing this basically, it's like, oh, my daughter went to uni. Like, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? So you're now gonna extort a woman who's the same age as your fucking daughter. They could be friends, dude. They could literally be, and you're gonna extort a woman who's your fucking... But yeah, back to the guy who let his girlfriend have sex, basically with the landlord, just to have for the two of them to stay. Yeah. Like, I stumbled onto the most sickest Reddit forum, and it just... And this is what I'm saying, like, masculinity is on the dwindle. I'm sorry, it doesn't exist anymore. Like, if you want to get into red pill and stuff like that, no, they're definitely right. Masculinity, men are willing to offer up anything today, literally. They're people pleasers today. That's the unfortunate truth about men today. They're complete people pleasers. They're cucks, basically.
By gay man must be okay with receiving anal. Free room in return for cooking, cleaning, and oral once or twice a week.
Sex for rent is wrong, it's cruel, it's immoral, and also it preys on the most vulnerable in society.
Websites such...
Yeah, you want to see? Let me bring it back a bit. You would have to have sex with this man right here. Yes. If he's a landlord owner, yes. Yeah, you would have to have sex with Jabba the Hutt to have a fucking place to stay. Yeah, these pasty, fat old white guys, yes. Ugh. It's fucking gross. Ugh. Alright, back to the video.
Being used by corrupt individuals to advertise for free accommodation in return for sex.
More Craigslist emails. Getting so many replies.
Sarah was homeless when she replied to one of these ads. She left her home after her dad physically abused her. Fuck, man.
Original advert say?
I'm looking for someone for a room who would exchange their labor. He never mentioned anything sexual, but after a couple of days, he sort of said, when are we going to be intimate? So I always told him, like, I'm not going to. It didn't stop him from trying. He still kept on trying.
Do you think that was illegal what he was doing?
Not moral in a way, but I didn't think he was against the law.
They're doing this in the United States of America right now. They're doing the same thing, literally. And women are doing it. Married or not, single or not, women are doing it. They're doing it just so the family, just so the place can have a place. They're literally cuckolding their husbands just to have a place to stay. Literally. Literally. Like, even single women, you know, predominantly single women. But yeah, that's the reality today.
I didn't think it was something that I could go to the police with.
When I wrote to the landlord, he responded saying that he denied he'd done anything wrong.
I'm sorry, I'd go to that landlord's fucking home. I'd be fucking Brady him. I'd be following him to fucking work. You're a piece of shit. No, for real. I'd be saying you're a rapist. I just fucking... I would turn into a fucking bucktooth, beaverhead feminist lesbian overnight, okay? Like, that's what I'd be fucking doing, okay? I'd be ranting and raving, sexist.
He believed the fact she'd stayed with him over a long period, leaving and returning several times, meant she wasn't unhappy.
Hi guys, you can see the reflection.
He claimed he never asked for or had sexual intercourse with her, and that she had thanked him for his kindness.
You're a fucking liar.
There has to be a clearer criminalisation around the sex for rent issue.
They're not going to.
At the moment, yes, there are laws, but they're really confusing and the victims don't understand.
They're not going to, because you gotta understand, the politicians are the property owning class. They are the property owning class. Even LBC. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do a part 2 on how rents have become, why you'll never be able to own a house. I'll be doing a part 2 video after this. Part of LBC React video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for my part 2 video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.